Hello. Welcome back after a 2-week hiatus. This is a blockbuster year, 1985. I'm Brandon Mindell, and with me always is Jay Ryan.
Hello.
This is our catch-up episode. We've been away for 2 weeks. Jay has been on a grand tour, big road trip. I was away for a week celebrating Back to the Future's 40th anniversary. I got back Wednesday morning last week, said, are we going to do a show? And we both were like, you know what? Let's just do one more week, and then we'll have another show. We'll come back to it.
For me, hello, everybody. Hi, welcome back. For me, that decision was made based on the date. Today is November 5th.
Yes.
And you spent a week doing Back to the Future stuff. So I said, well, let's just save it for November 5th. We'll catch up. I'll talk about the road trip. You'll talk about Back to the Future. It's a 1985 film.
Exactly. It's a November 5th. It's a red letter date.
In the history of science.
November 5th, 1955. Well, welcome back, Jay. It's great to see you. I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. I've barely talked to you in 2 weeks.
I'm sorry. So this has been a very interesting trip. I originally planned this grand tour thing 3 years ago, the first one when Nicole was alive.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, I planned it all to give her the trip of a lifetime so that, it was a bucket list thing. It was last trip before she passed and stuff. Then last year, right after she died, I did it again as sort of a tribute to her, and it was incredibly uneventful. In fact, it was so positive in so many different ways. I feel like this one, she is now giving me the trip of a lifetime. It has been bizarre. It has been a roller coaster of highs and lows.
Yeah.
The highs have been very high. The lows have been very low. Luckily, everything seems to be fine. We have had some issues with Yellow Car that, we can talk about as much or as little as you want.
Yeah.
But some car trouble did arise. I mean, it's a 20-something-year-old car with 160,000 miles on it now, even though it's a Porsche, which is basically a fancy VW. Stuff still happens. It's still aging out in places. And even though we've replaced almost every single thing, there are just little things we haven't. And so we're having to get to that stuff now, apparently, on this trip.
Yeah, well, it's quite the adventure you've been on. Like I said, I was down in Los Angeles. Jay was essentially on the other side of the country.
I was in Florida the whole time you were in LA.
Exactly. We'll get into that. I'm gonna pop in the tape, as we like to say on this show.
Oh my gosh, Brandon, what show is this?
This is a blockbuster year, 1985.
Pop in the tape. Oh, two things. One, I've missed this. Two, I love that you do the production now because I just get to sit here. It's incredible.
It's actually great. I use this program StreamYard. A lot of people use it, and it's very user friendly.
Yeah, I wish we didn't have that big studio we have back at our place.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
It does seem very user friendly.
Your studio at home is so nice that it's just what we might as well use all of the nice professional stuff you have.
Well, but it limits us in other ways. Like this is very convenient.
Yes, exactly. That's true. But you'll be on the road for a little bit longer, so the show will look like this for a bit.
I don't know when I'll be home.
Yeah, exactly.
So some of the car delays, transmission, and now we're dealing with something else.
Yeah.
In Florida, it was transmission, and we got that good enough that I'm driving it around.
Yeah.
I put a new shifter in thanks to Numeric, and we changed the transmission fluid, which was really not pretty.
Yeah.
Now I think we've got an air oil separator issue because of whatever. I think that's what's going on. So I bought one the other day. They're back ordered, or they're unavailable anywhere in the States from Porsche. Literally, my guy at BMW called around and he's like, no dealerships have them. But the company that does stock them aftermarket happens to be here in Connecticut. So I went over picked one up yesterday, and they're going to install it tomorrow. So, it's been a roller coaster. But some stuff is great, too. I don't want to just harp on car stuff.
Well, before we get into that, let's just say hi to the chat real quick. We got some people here.
Please.
Beaker,
Oh, nice.
Honeydew, Muppet Labs. Looking
Right
forward
on.
to this. What a great day to do this on, November 5th, 1955, as we were saying, when time travel was invented. Good luck tonight. Our
Thank
buddy,
you.
Steve 3D, is here.
Sup, Steve?
Bitter Troll is here. Who else
Howdy,
have we
howdy.
got? Who we got? Oh, I
Oh,
can't.
nice.
Where is it here? Oh,
DJ Stylus 6
DJ
says,
Stylus
just
6,
saw the
yeah.
podcast announcement on Instagram. Just in time, or back in time.
Back
Right
in
on.
Time. Hot take. I think Back in Time is a better Huey Lewis song than Power of Love.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there.
We've got, I can't see this name. Oregon Goonie Dave, friend of the show.
What's up, Dave? I know. So we have to get Dave on this show.
Yes, Dave will be on the show for sure. And Video Power Gaming. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Yeah, so as Jay said, he is in Connecticut.
Yep.
People may know, or there's lots of new people here maybe watching. Jay, you're normally based in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And you would have been with us all week hanging out at the Back to the Future event that we're going to talk about a little bit later. But as you mentioned at the beginning, you've been doing this grand tour all across the states.
Yeah, this is the third one. And as I was saying before, it has not gone to plan. This one has been different. This one has been very, very different. And it's exciting because I was wondering if they would all be the same.
Yeah.
It's funny when you drive around the country once, it becomes very easy to do it again. And I don't mean across country. I think a lot of people have probably done that, but I don't think really there's that many people who have driven 15,000 miles all around the country and zigzagging all the way through it and stuff to hit all 48 states, contiguous states, contiguous. And then once you do it once, it's kind of like climbing Everest. It's like, well, let's do it again. Well, let's do it again. Let's do it again. And then our reasoning is pretty good too. So you mentioned I'll be out on the road a little while longer. The clock sort of reset back in Florida. So I feel like I'll be out until Christmas.
Yeah. Well, and you were in Florida for what seemed like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, it ended up being almost 2 weeks. So I dragged my feet there. Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We have been working for a very long time on a sponsorship deal. I shouldn't even say that. It's a partnership deal. Deal with a very prestigious partner, and everything's looking really good. But I have made the mistake in my past of announcing things too soon, and then they go away, and then you look like an idiot because it's not happening, even though it really was going to happen. Yada yada. So I'm trying not to do that this time. And then with that, part of it was I was in Florida I stopped by one of I'm going to be a little coy here, but if you follow my Instagram, Porsche Life 111, you'll notice on the way to Florida, I stopped by a prestigious partner's headquarters. And then the whole time I was in Florida, we were having meetings and Zoom calls and chats and back and forth, and now we're in multiple departments, like this deal's getting bigger than we thought it was going to be. So I really had been sort of waiting some of that stuff out so that we could announce some of this stuff on the trip instead of halfway through. That was a very long-winded way to say it was just killing time in Florida. But anyway, everything's going really well. This is all definitely moving forward, but the paperwork isn't signed yet, so no announcement. And I'm just doing the trip.
You're just
I can't live in Florida forever.
And the initial stop was it the transmission issue that you had?
Yeah. So I mean, the first week was dealing with car stuff. And then the second week was like, well, I have a free place to stay and I kind of just need a home office to be set up in for a week. And luckily, one of my best friends in the world happens to live in Florida. That's where I was during this time. And he was like, you can stay as long as you want. We're happy to have you, which was amazing. So, and it was beautiful. This was the first, nothing against Florida, but this was my first positive visit to Florida of my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All different reasons every time.
Yeah.
But I've just never had a good experience or relationship with the state of Florida, even though I've always sort of liked it. And a lot of our friends live there and are from there. So whatever. This was a good one, and I'm grateful for it.
And so now you've made your way from Florida. You said you're in Connecticut now, but you're having more issues now in Connecticut.
Yeah, I think they're probably even older issues than the transmission, but now I'm hyper aware, hypersensitive, so I'm playing everything in my head, and I'm going, well, I can't fix the transmission on the road without being laid up for a month or so. So what else can I fix? Like what can I do to make Yellow Car feel better, run better, be happy?
Yeah.
And there was a couple things I'd been noticing for a long time, really low at rough idle, really rough idle at low RPM, excuse me. And but I kind of chalked it up to it's a hot rod, right? Like there's nothing stock about the car anymore.
Yeah.
Everything. I kind of just always chalked it up to that. But there's also an exorbitant amount of oil coming, on the rear bumper, and our car doesn't burn oil nor leak it. So all of this led me to believe it's probably the air oil separators. Also, climbing hills, the oil temperature rises just a little bit, not enough that you'd notice or that the light comes on or anything like that. But I pay attention.
Yeah, you're hyper aware.
And just little things like that make me think that, this has probably been going for a while. Yeah, and it's probably throwing some. So we also scoped it. We did the whatever when you read the computer when we were in Florida, and there were some codes that made me think like richness here and leanness here with air fuel mixture. That just made me. Putting all the things together make me think it's the air oil separator. And again, 160,000 miles on a 22-year-old car. So I'm not complaining. I'm grateful.
Yeah. No,
but I'm dealing with it. It's
so
going on the lift tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. So you're still continuing on.
Oh yeah.
What's your next sort of stop? Your planned stop?
Oh shoot! I don't know if I want to say. Well,
that's fine. That's fine.
No. I'll say it here. We don't have that many followers yet. It's not gonna blow the roof off. And if it does, please share this podcast with your friends and hit the bell and all the things.
Yeah, let's try to blow the roof off of this.
I don't know if it'll be next or not, but one of the things I haven't told anyone but my future partner that I'm doing is I'm gonna take Yellow Car to Martha's Vineyard to do Jaws locations.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right?
Oh, I don't even know if you know this, but I have some Jaws stuff because
you went to the
I went to the Academy Museum, so we're gonna talk a little bit of Jaws tonight as well. So that's very cool.
So that's why I chose that one. Also, I'm gonna go see our friends, the Knight Rider historians out in Pennsylvania, where they have not only 2 screen used kits. Remember, my partner here in LA has one as well. So they have 2 of the other ones, and they have the semi and the semi trailer that they're restoring to screen accuracy.
Yeah, you can follow that along on their YouTube channel.
Oh, I cannot wait to see this stuff in person and
so cool.
And talk to Joe in person. So
going
to be doing that. And then I don't know if you saw my Instagram or not, because you're a little young for this, but my generation grew up on Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
And I just spent like 3 days doing Dukes of Hazzard stuff all throughout the country.
Yeah, I saw you went to a museum.
Yeah, well, the first day I went to Covington, Georgia on a whim. I was driving up from Florida on the coast thinking I would just stay on the coast. And on a whim, when I hit Savannah, Georgia, I took a left. And I go, let me just see. And I went to, I looked it up where I was on my little map, and I went to Covington, Georgia, which was the town they filmed the original episodes of Dukes of Hazzard on, the first 5 or 6 episodes. It was also used in many other movies. I think Smokey and the Bandit too. Definitely one of the Cannonball runs where they land the plane in the street and Dom DeLuise goes get beers and comes back. But so that was really cool for me to see the courthouse and park my car in front of it. And it was a Halloween night too, so the town was jumping, just like it would have been at the Hazard County Fair or something. And then the next. So this was I made a big mistake on this one, buddy. I looked up Cooter's place, because I remembered that Ben Jones, the actor who played Cooter on the show, the mechanic, had a restaurant that they would have events at and stuff, where all the generals go meet and whatever. And I said, that'd be cool to go check out that restaurant. I want to see where it is. And I looked it up. There are 3 of them: Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Nashville, and Luray, Virginia. And I was like on my way to Pigeon Forge if I was just on the trajectory I had taken by taking a left in Savannah. So I said, that's the closest one. I'll just do that one. It's still 3 or 4 hours more driving, and I'll just get a hotel there, and I'll wake up in the morning and have breakfast at Cooter's.
Yeah.
I did all of that, except when I got to Cooter's, that one doesn't have a restaurant, so it was just a museum.
Oh, okay.
And a merch store.
Yeah,
which was super cool. Had a great time, but then I looked up what the hell was I looking at, and it was the one in Luray, Virginia. So I said, well, this is going to be ridiculous, but I may as well just do the same plan. Now that one's like 6 hours away now because I've driven in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But I'm on this adventure of a lifetime where I don't make plans. This is how I do it. So the zigzag doesn't matter. So so I did it the next day. I drove there that night, got a hotel, and the next day went to Cooters and had breakfast and did the museum. And it was awesome. It really was. It was super cool.
Yeah.
Both of the Cooters had the General Lees out front, but they were both Ford Crown Victoria General Lees.
Okay.
I don't know if you know about that. They convert old cop cars into General Lees now, which is blow your head irony. Yeah. Also, most cop cars are Dodge Chargers now, which is what the General Lee was. Like, the whole world is turned upside down. And then inside, they had real Generals, which was cool. Real Chargers. And real Daisy's Jeeps and real tow trucks and stuff. It was cool. No,
it looks and sounds like you're having a good time, regards to all the setbacks and the troubles and the headaches, I'm sure, but...
I am. I feel like, and I told you, I get a little heady about this stuff, but I feel like this trip is Nicole doing crazy, weird things for me that I would have liked as a kid. I never would have dragged her to the Dukes of Hazzard Museum, let alone 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But yet she, somehow made me okay with doing it.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of cool things like that where I'm getting to be very nostalgic.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Obviously, I wish you the best for the rest of your trip, and if people are interested in following Jay along on his adventure, make sure you follow Porsche Life 111 on Instagram. He's always posting about what exciting things he's seeing and what he's doing, and his hotel towel situations. So you can keep up to date. I think I've made that
point. I was really curious if I was the only, because where did I pick it up? Like, I thought that must have been some etiquette thing I learned at some point somewhere. It's not like, you know what I mean? Somebody, some point in my life told me that helps the cleaners or something. I don't know.
I also think that it is, we're talking about putting your used towels in the bathtub, right?
Before you leave a hotel room.
Exactly. I mean, it makes sense to me because the other thing too is that they're wet towels. So if you leave them on the floor or something, then that area of the floor,
or the bed, or wherever people leave shit everywhere.
But even the floor, it still needs to be cleaned after a wet towel is picked up, right? It needs to be washed and dried.
Yeah.
Whereas if you put it in the bathtub, the bathtub is obviously going to drain any of the water that drips off, but also it doesn't need to be like dried, right? Like obviously wiped down, but
for me, they're all in one spot too, where you just go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense to me.
Thanks for entertaining my my minutia.
I mean it's awesome. I'm looking forward to eventually you being somewhere on the East Coast, or somewhere on the West Coast.
Yes.
And I'm really hoping to drive down and meet you somewhere on the West Coast. Yeah.
Yes, please.
For sure. Maybe Oregon Goonie Dave can meet us there too. A little.
I think if we do this in Astoria, then everybody will come visit.
Yeah.
I think all the Goonies will come gather just like we all do.
Yeah. And I should say we've talked about it before, but the reason Jay and I are friends, the reason Jay and I met and started doing the show was he was on one of these grand tours and found himself in Astoria and then was convinced to come back for the Goonies 40th weekend, 100%. Right? Like it's
100%. Because I fell in love with the people from the town. I also love the movie, don't get me wrong, but I would never have gone to 40th anniversary thing. Like I told you, 25th of Back to the Future was good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but meanwhile, I had the best time. So obviously I need to expand my horizons a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the
Okay.
other thing, you mentioned Porsche Life 111. Thank you for that. I'm inspired by all of our friends, you as well, and like Gibson and certainly Adam the Woo and Justin and everybody with doing the long form videos. So I am
Yes.
also I'm going to put one up on YouTube from
nice.
one of the Dukes of Hazzard days where I drove through Lancaster, Pennsylvania as well. It's longer. So I'm going to see how that does. It's in the wrong format because, of course, I did it for Instagram. But if people like it, I would be more than happy to do more of that. So that's on the Late Night Playset YouTube channel for now. If you like it, we'll create a Jay and Yellow Car Adventures channel. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And you can upload to Instagram. I think you can upload longer videos. I don't know how long it specifically is, but if you make it like
I put it on Instagram too. It was 18
did you?
minutes. Yeah.
Okay, then there you go. I didn't see that, but I'll have to watch it.
Well, that's a big ask for Instagram. I mean, for somebody to look at their phone for 18 minutes is a long ask.
Yeah, I spend a lot more than 18 minutes on my phone. I'm not worried about it.
Me too, but looking at, like, doing things, right? This is just one thing, staring at your phone, Yeah, really? Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, well, you're my demographic then.
Yeah,
Tell your friends.
I watch stuff on my phone all the time. It's not that weird to me. A couple more people are here I want to say hi to. Mina Mercury, hi. I recognize you from Instagram. Our buddy from Astoria, Kip Marshall, past and future guest. This
Kip
guy
Marshall
here
is so dry you can't tell he's ever wet.
Yeah. But he did say, JK, love you guys. I want to give a shout out to Daryl Boggs.
What's up, Daryl?
Daryl was at the Back to the Future 40th anniversary Twin Pines Mall meetup, and he was security for the DeLorean for us. So thank you, Daryl. That's one of the
things I love about Daryl. He's always ready to go at the drop of a hat.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
He's the friend that hey buddy, I got an idea. He goes, I'm already packed. Let's go.
Yeah. He walked up. He said, hey, I'll watch this side, and I was like, cool, man, thank you. And he was security guard dressed as Marty all night. So thank you, Daryl.
Amazing.
Speaking.
But do you remember him from Goonies weekend?
Oh, of course, okay. I remember Daryl. Yeah. Okay. So I guess it wasn't last week. It was the week before already.
Shit.
Yeah. I was down in Los Angeles for an entire week of Back to the Future 40th anniversary celebrations.
With all the rest of our friends.
Exactly. All of our Goonies friends. Adam the Woo, Justin Scard, Robbie Retro, Gibson was there.
Yep.
Daryl, as we mentioned. And this was like a fan-run week of events. So every year, for the past number of years, there's always been the Saturday mall meetup. And it's at the Twin Pines Mall, the Puente Hills Mall in Los Angeles, where they actually shot the time machine coming out of Doc Brown's van.
It's City of Industry in the Inland Empire.
Exactly.
I don't think it's LA County, but it's certainly LA versus the rest of the world. It's
about an hour 15 outside of downtown LA.
Yep.
But so normally this big fan event happens every year at the mall.
Who started it? The 25th anniversary gang.
Well, yeah, the 2015 was the big year, and that's where a lot of stuff, that like the Twin Pines Mall sign and stuff was out there, and it's just grown ever since. But that's the big event that happens at 1:16 a.m. Obviously it happens up until then, but everybody wants to be there for 1:16 a.m. at the Twin Pines Mall when Marty first comes down that ramp and sees Doc Brown's van next to the Twin Pines Mall sign. But this year, there was a group of fans that put together like a week-long event, starting on the Monday, going all the way till the next Sunday. And that was, his name is Kevin Bosch, and I met him at FanFest, the Universal FanFest nights. So him and another woman, Tanya, they had put on this, it's called From the Future Events. and they had organized an entire week of filming location visits, filming location tours, special tours of a prop house, which I have been a fan of for a number of years.
Which
Apex, one? Earl Hayes Press.
Oh, God, they're the best. I still use them for my license plates.
Oh yeah, they are amazing. I have a slideshow I'm going to show everybody with a bunch of photos from the weekend. But I'm sure
if you were there, you were like 3 buildings away from Jay Leno's garage too.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. So yeah, there was all these incredible tours and things arranged for the week, and then some like really special stuff came up right before right before we got down there. On top of that, I drove down with my dad, and we took our time machine and our Biff's automotive detailing truck.
Little yellow pickup truck.
The little yellow pickup truck,
awesome.
The little Ford Courier.
So cool.
Because we had arranged with there's a guy on Instagram, Eric is his name, Back to the Future IG. If people are following Back to the Future IG, you need to follow him. Eric is a great guy. He puts together like really great content, and I have to say, the way Eric collaborates with people and tags people and gives credit to people for the stuff that he posts, that's what separates him from a lot of other people on social media. So he is friendly.
In that there are other reposting accounts? Is that
there's other reposting accounts that don't credit people, and
I've seen that.
Yes, and unfortunately, they just they steal people's content and claim it as their own. Eric doesn't do that. Back to the Future IG, he's the best out there. But he is friendly with the owners of the Marty McFly house. And so when we were talking about coming down and what vehicles we wanted to bring, obviously we were always going to bring the time machine because we wanted to drive our time machine at the Twin Pines Mall. We wanted to get those wheels on that asphalt because there's been a rumor for the last couple of years that the mall is going to be destroyed. It is
possible, yeah.
It is a dead mall.
It's changing hands, I think, financially, so it's definitely possible redevelopment is in the future.
And one of the other things that a lot of people noticed is for the past couple of years, the building that had the J.C. Penney sign that you see in Back to the Future, that was a 24-hour gym.
24-hour fitness,
Yes, this year, that gym is closed and the sign is gone. So now the 24-hour gym is not even in the mall anymore. Right. So at this point, there's a couple of stores on the inside, and I think the AMC movie theater is still accessed through the mall.
Yep.
So everything's up in the air. So last year was a big year for this mall meetup because everybody thought, oh, this is going to be the last year of it.
You know, and I forget how you just reminded me because of the 24-hour fitness thing, because they kept getting in our shot because we couldn't stop people coming in from leaving the gym. But, in addition to doing the 2010, the first We're Going Back, the first time any of this was ever done, we also shot the Christopher Lloyd Nike shoe future commercial there.
Yeah.
And it was with the original team from the movie. Like Frank Marshall was directing instead of Spielberg. But like Dean Kundi came out and relit it how he did for the movie.
Wow, so cool.
Yeah, and they came and did the wet down and had a professional stunt driver and to do the e-brakes and all that stuff. And that was all there at that mall too. So yeah, you know what? I guess the little boy fan in me still is alive because that is a very special memory of being there that night.
Yeah.
That was the opposite of what you're talking about. No fans, closed set.
Yeah.
Everything's locked off for 1,000,000 miles in every direction.
Yeah. We had a similar experience. I have some photos and videos to show from a special night where we went and there was only a handful of people in the parking lot, and we got to drive the car and do some special stuff.
Oh, cool. Awesome. All right. I can't wait.
What was I going to say? Oh, before I forget, I got to shout out this guy right here, JD. JD's
I know JD Raymer from years ago.
Yeah, JD's awesome. He makes these amazing custom trading cards and T-shirts, pin backers. Check it out. Huh. And I met JD in person at the Universal Fan Fest. We found out that we were both fans of Toy Anxiety, the show that Craig, past and future guest, and Jacob, they do. And so then we got to hang out again at this Back to the Future week. So
there are so many names you're bringing up that I haven't heard in years, but that I used to hear regularly. I can't picture his face right now, but I know Kevin Bosch too, who you mentioned before.
He's been part of the community for a long time.
Crazy.
Adam was talking about how him and Kevin were on the community boards way back in the day in the early internet. They knew each other through that, which is
those are the days I'm talking about, when you were on message bulletin boards and I mean, we even had one. We had one for a while, off to 55.
Yeah. I don't remember what Adam or Kevin's usernames were, but they knew each other through their usernames, which is very funny.
So that's the answer. That's why I would know Kevin Bosch. That's what his thing was.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I can't remember it, unfortunately. I wasn't on those message boards.
No, I think that's why I know his name. I think his name was Kevin Bosch.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, my dad and I drove down, and we missed the first day, the Monday. They went to the DeLorean Motor Company California shop. They went to Madrid Skateboards, had an event there, which is pretty cool. Madrid makes the purple and black Volterra board that Marty rides in Back to the Future.
Marty's 1985 skateboard.
Exactly. So they still make them in special runs every few years.
Again, you're welcome. We're going back was the first time that happened.
I think I have a second edition. I don't think I have a first edition.
Oh, nice.
So I think they're up to third edition now. Maybe it's fourth. I don't remember. So we got there late Tuesday afternoon, my dad and I. And then one of the things that was added was this special early IMAX screening at Universal City Walk.
Yeah.
And so me and Steve 3,
watched the movie before, and it's amazing to watch because he's got to have seen it 3,000 times, right?
Yeah.
You would think he would be nodding off. He watches it intently.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that was your experience. My experience was he watched it intently. He laughed at the parts where you laughed, just like everybody else did. It was like he had never seen it before.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he must get a kick out of the audience reactions, and we're all super fans there. So we're just, hooting and hollering at everything.
Had you met Bob Gale before?
I met Bob Gale for the first time at Universal Fan Fest. He was there opening night, and so I got to talk to him. I got to thank him for, creating my favorite film franchise of all time.
Awesome.
There was a moment, Steve and I were sitting watching the movie, and there was a thing in the movie that neither of I have ever noticed before. And part of the reason why we think we noticed it is because we were sitting row 3 on IMAX. So very close to the screen, very big screen. It was a crazy way to watch the movie. I recommend, if you're going to see IMAX, sit further back so you get the whole thing. But these were the tickets that we could get for this event. So the famous shot where Marty is in the parking lot and the ramp is coming down, the time machine is backing out, then it cuts to Marty and Einstein the dog, and Marty is slowly standing up.
Yep.
I have never noticed that Einstein is clearly a boy dog and very excited to see the time machine coming out of the back of the truck.
I never noticed either.
You can see Einstein's little lipstick poking out, and I've never noticed it before.
Hilarious.
But instantly, Steve and I were watching the movie, and we turned to each other at the exact same moment because we both saw his little pink lipstick. But we were like, it has to be because we were center, row 3, and it was like literally, it's like this big right in our faces. So I'll never unsee it now, and hopefully all of you watching will never unsee it now either.
That's hilarious. Well, for me, it was Vern of Jules and Vern.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, once you saw it, you couldn't unsee it.
I know.
And even though he's got a good explanation for it,
yeah,
it's still there.
Yeah.
And forgive me, I didn't mean to be rude. Joe from the Knight Rider Historians was also texting. I was texting him back.
Yeah.
Yada yada.
No,
it's work related.
Exactly. So like that was like the perfect way to sort of like set off this week is watching Back to the Future in IMAX. It was
refresh your mind on your favorite movie with the co-creator in the audience with you.
Awesome. Mary Goldie Wilson was in the audience too, and Marvin Berry. Yeah. They were both there because they were doing a signing across the street after the movie. But I mean, yeah, perfect way to start it. And then we'll get into this slideshow here, see if this works. So after the movie, we meet up with Adam the Woo and Robbie Retro. My dad went to go pick them up from the airport. We were all staying in the same Airbnb together.
Yep.
And our Airbnb was in the area of the Twin Pines Mall.
Because that would explain why you're here. Because I was like, what the hell are you doing there?
Yes. So you know this.
Yeah.
I had never visited this before, but Adam took us here because this is not open to the public McDonald's, everyone.
It is a 100% real and operational McDonald's.
Yes.
It's not available to the public.
So this McDonald's is a full
the fence
building.
around it. They're serious about it.
It's got a big fence around it, but it has the signs. It has the kitchen area, the front counters, the seating area.
It has registers. It has everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And what this McDonald's is for is this is where they film every single McDonald's commercial you see. This is their set McDonald's.
Yep.
Any movie that uses like a McDonald's, they film it here. And primarily, one of my favorite movies, Mac and Me, the response to E.T., has a very famous McDonald's sequence. And
it does. Was that shot here?
That was shot inside this McDonald's.
Get out. So what I like about this place, whatever. What's weird about this place is because of everything you're saying, even though it's not open to the public, they still revamp it every time they revamp McDonald's. So I never have seen this one. I remember the one before this.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say next is as the McDonald's designs change over the years, they demolish this and they rebuild the McDonald's to match what the sort of the modern look of McDonald's is. And this is an empty McDonald's behind a black fence. But there is like something so cool about seeing this. And now, every time I see a McDonald's commercial, I'll be like, oh, I was there.
Yep.
And just down the road is like their prop and costume warehouse. Just a big building with a McDonald's logo on it. But it was just a very cool thing to see. And Adam was like, you guys want to go see the McDonald's commercial building? Yeah, of course. What else do we got to do?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
the rec center.
Yeah, so the very next day was our first bit of location. This is the recreation center, and right before our trip, I had tracked down this megaphone, very screen accurate.
Perfect.
to Huey Lewis's "I'm afraid you're just too darn loud." And
Huey's hair in that scene is excellent.
Yeah, so this is
excellent.
They're obviously all sitting in the middle along the chairs there, and then that's the stage where the Pinheads are auditioning for the Battle of the Bands. So most of the locations are in the Burbank, Los Angeles area, just because they want to find locations that are near the studio, and so they don't have to have long drive times for transport between, studio and set. The mall, like we were saying, is about an hour plus away from the downtown LA area, and even longer from the studios, actually. But because we had the time machine, we wanted to be close to the mall for the event. So we were constantly every day having to drive the hour plus to wherever we were meeting for these locations. So we were a little bit late, so we didn't get to spend.
Can you go back to the stage shot just for 1 second? Can I ask you a question? It's a story question, though.
Yeah.
Do you think story-wise that this is supposed to be the same stage that is later the Enchantment Under the Sea dance?
You know, that's a really good question, because
I've always wondered, and I think it probably is.
Yeah, and the
I
other
think
thing
it's just
too
a more modern-looking gym, so they used it, but they're
like,
so similar that okay.
Yeah, because the whole point is that he's auditioning to play for the 1985 school dance, but
and
we
it's a
see
gymnasium stage thing just like this,
and it's also blue. The base of the stage is painted blue in both 1955 and 1985, but as you'll see later in my slideshow, the locations are completely different. So this is the 1985, but the Enchantment Under the Sea dance happens at a completely different stage at a completely different venue.
Well, that's my point. So I never knew if it was supposed to be the same room or not.
Yeah,
but it just seems like what school would have two of the exact same style rooms?
Exactly. Yeah. It's just supposed to be like maybe they did a renovation over the course of the 20 years.
Thank you for that. My old stomping grounds. Look at this.
Yeah. So then we went to this place. This is called Apex Surplus. It's
actually called Apex Electronics.
Yeah. It is a treasure trove for prop and set decorators, because it is full of surplus, like military electrical parts and pieces and just everything you could imagine. But the connection to Back to the Future is all of the time machine parts were pulled out of this store, just found on the shelf essentially, and put together, primarily parts that made up the flux capacitor.
Well, some stuff.
A lot of it. But like
No, not really. A lot of it came from Norton Sales and from Lukey's Hardware. And there was another place that's not around anymore. Joe Factors, I think it was called. But I mean, there are things that definitely did come from there, without a doubt.
Yeah. It's just that
a lot of Ghostbusters stuff came from there, too.
Well, here, check this out. They have on the right side there, these are apparently the original prototype proton packs that they built with parts from Apex Electronics. And then they realized, okay, this is not the design that we want, and these are way too heavy. Let's start over. And they just kept them there. So that's what they said.
That's interesting, because originally they were supposed to be like exterminators, and that looks more like an exterminators pack. So I buy it. I buy it.
Yeah, they had. I think they had. Maybe they did have 4 of them. Can't remember if they had 3 or 4. But got to put it on.
The slime blower thing there
looks very, very similar. The piece on the left is from Star Wars, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that's IG-88's head. But they also they show up in the Mos Eisley Cantina as like light pieces. But when I knew I was going to Apex Electronics, I knew that they carried these IG-88 bounty hunter heads, as like I knew that was the place where they came from. And so I was like, I need to find these, and I ended up finding them. And the little red tag that's on there, it says rental, so you can't buy these pieces. They have so many rare things that then get turned into iconic pieces of film history. They even had, I didn't get a picture of them, but they had a box of I can't remember what they're actually called. Well, you would know, for the flux capacitor, the 3 like tubes.
The Tor relays.
Yes, the relay tubes that make up the glowing Y of the flux capacitor.
Impossible to find these days.
They have a box that has, I think, 4 of them in it, and they're not for sale because they know that they're the flux capacitor tubes. And
the biggest mistake anybody ever made was when they went in there and told what the hell was the guy's name behind the counter? Whatever. They told him what they were looking for was for, because then all of a sudden he started jacking the prices up on everything.
For the things. Yeah, we got
everything. It's like, I recognize you. You're doing something for that fucking car. Yeah.
We got a couple of Mole Richardson plug ends, not the right era, that appear on the time machine, or even that Doc Brown is using to plug the clock tower in for the end, but we found one that said Universal on it, which was
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool. I was gonna say you can still buy those new if you want.
Yeah, the old style. We were just there, and it was just like, oh, let's get something
for sure
commemorate it. And then after Apex, we went to a place that I was so excited to visit. Apex is open to the general public. Anybody can go in there and shop, buy whatever they want. Earl Hayes Press is a prop house, and this particular location primarily is focused on paper props.
Paper props, yeah. License plates.
Exactly. But they are not open to the public. So getting a tour inside this building was very, very special. And I was so excited to get in here. I've been following Props to History, has a couple of videos on YouTube where he's going through the archives and finding old, production runs of famous props and pieces from film history. Adam Savage on his Tested channel, he does a bunch of videos inside the Earl Hayes Press. The entire team, they were amazing. They were so kind, so nice to us, and they had some really cool stuff set up for us to see. That is the original flux capacitor plans there. This is an original printing plate for...
They have the clock tower.
This clock tower paper. Let's see if I can do this. There. So this is made. Earl Hayes Press was selling these. So this is a recreation of the clock tower lightning strike newspaper, right. Which you don't see this newspaper in the movie.
You only see the flyer.
What you see is this newspaper shrunk down on the Save the Clock Tower flyer. But they have these printing, the printing plate to make these. So this newspaper is made by the same people who made the original props for Back to the Future.
Well, by the way, look at this is why their props are better than anybody else. Look at how they're making them. They literally put old plates together and printed them.
Exactly. Like, they have, let's see, I have a photo over here.
They make the best license plates in the business.
Well, speaking of which, they were also selling...
There you go.
They were selling the out-of-time license plates, and they were the ones who made the license plates for Back to the Future, but also Ghostbusters. Yeah. And so we had to get this.
Dukes of Hazzard, pretty much everything back in the day.
Yeah, I needed to have a license plate because this is made in the exact same way that they would have made it for production back in early '84, right? It's got some, like, I don't know how well it'll show up on camera, but there's like, it actually has raised letters, real stickers on it. The funny thing is when I was pulling it out today for the show, obviously I don't think it'll show up on camera, but they obviously were clear coating something because on the back of my plate I can see like 6 spots where round objects were sitting. And so they obviously put those round objects on the back of this plate and then sprayed them with some sort of clear coat because it's like rough on the back of my plate in these perfect circles. So this was obviously sitting somewhere. They used it as like to protect their work area.
Hang on, I have an Earl's plate. This is hilarious. I have an Earl's Hayes plate with me right now.
That's so funny.
And mine has the exact same thing.
What the heck? Oh, now I have to know what they're doing to the back of these plates. What are they clear coating on there?
I look at it the other way. I bet they put them on something like that and then spray them this way so they can get to the bottom.
But why does mine have 6 spots on it? Yours has 1.
No, mine is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wow.
See them all?
Mystery. Next time I go there, I'll have to ask them. But this was so cool. There was no way we were walking away without one of these.
No, I love that you got that. Super cool.
Let's see here. There we go. So yeah, they had this little table set up with a bunch of the original pieces from their production. So on the left-hand side there is the photos of Doc Brown for the Part 2 newspapers.
Commended.
Exactly. Those are the photos that were then put into the newspaper layout. And then on the right-hand side, it's hard to see, but that is the original negative for the Ooh La La cover.
Oh, wow.
So they had those.
Ooh La
I had to pick up an Ooh La La cover. And then they also had, there you can see, there's the original negatives for the Sports Almanac.
And the Biff Bucks.
And the Biff Bucks. So, like, just seeing this stuff, the fact that they have it, preserved and they had it on display for us was amazing. Then they were giving us sort of the history of Earl Hayes Press being, over 100 years old, making all the props for all your favorite movies. People may know, let's see, did I include any? Oh, no. The other thing that Earl Hayes specializes in is like cleared products. I posted a whole bunch on my Instagram when I was there, but these are Morley cigarettes, and Morley cigarettes are this is a printed cigarette package that you would bend to have cleared cigarettes. Obviously, this looks like Marlboro cigarettes, but
hush your mouth. No resemblance.
But in order to get clearance on certain items in the background or for people to handle, you either have to get permission or pay money or have a deal with a company. So a lot of productions will turn to license-free, like cleared items, and Earl Hayes Press makes a lot of those items. One of the cool things they had there was a silent chip bag, which are printed out of vinyl, and obviously the bag has like a cleared image on it. But the bag itself, when you handle it, it doesn't crinkle like a real chip bag, so that it doesn't block out any of your dialogue recording.
That's awesome.
They also had a whole box of these, and they were handing these out. They printed the Beetlejuice business cards. So they have a box of them from like production, because they have the original printing plates. They can print these. It was so cool. And Keith, who runs Earl Hayes Press, he gave us the whole tour. He was amazing. And for me, as like a film nerd, but props is always the thing that has been like what I love about movies. So to be in the place where these people like make the props that I have been, obsessed with my whole life, just it's a license plate. But these are the people that made it. They're
still in that same old building. The fact that stuff came out of that old building, you can tell when you first walk in that I guess you'd call it a loppy area.
Yeah.
That's a loose term.
Yeah.
You can tell they've been there 1,000 years and it's family only.
Oh, man. These are all in my Instagram highlight reel, but there was Turbo Man cereal, Turbo Man comic book. They had magazine covers from Ghostbusters, from the Macaulay Culkin Richie Rich movie on display. They had the Wanted poster from The Fugitive. Just so many things. Just like the amount of film history in there. Oh, they had all these placards from productions. That would be put in the front of your windshield if you're like parking somewhere, so people know that you're there to film the Elvira movie or Twin Peaks or Big Top Pee-wee were some of the ones that I was like, oh, so cool. Like it's just a piece of card that's screen printed with a couple of colors on it, but it's just so cool that it's kind of preserved there. They have this like big wall of all these productions they worked on.
Yep.
It was amazing. I was blown.
I'm glad you got to do that one. I love Earl Hayes.
Oh, I was blown away. And then after, we went and visited Twin Pines Ranch, which is up at the Golden Oaks Ranch, which is this super secret Disney filming location, which I'd never really heard of before.
I didn't know you guys got to do that. I thought Adam was going to need me to get him in there. So it looks like everybody did it.
No, we're on the outside. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do that next time you come to LA, and we'll get Adam and everybody, and we'll all go.
Oh man, that okay.
We'll go on a scout.
Yes, that's
I'll arrange a
yes.
scout for us.
Yes. Well, we did drive up the road a little bit and check out the back lot. You can see the top of the back lot through the trees. It's super cool. But this was
So
this was.
Oh,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. So it's funny when we were in Astoria last, the first night, it was me, Adam the Woo, and Robbie Retro and Richard Bates, who owns the Short Circuit house, right?
Yeah.
We were watching Short Circuit in his house, and it gets to a point where the truck goes to a little. I think he stops at a store or something. I can't remember what the hell the scene is all about, but we're all like, "That looks so familiar. Why does that look so familiar?" And we're going through the movie ranches. It could be. It looks like a movie ranch. Adam the Woo agrees. It wasn't until I got home and watched it, like, on my big TV or whatever. It's the McFly, not McFly, the
Peabody barn
house and barn in the background. They just had a little fence in the front for Short Circuit.
Yeah,
but it's right up this driveway.
Yeah, you're right, Nina. They did film Pete's Dragon at the Golden Oaks Ranch.
Golden Oaks Ranch. Is that what it is? Golden Oaks.
Yeah, I believe Golden Oaks.
But didn't it used to be the Disney Ranch at one point?
It probably was, and I think they've changed it to sort of keep people away.
Right.
We did get in a little bit. Well, I shouldn't say trouble. They came to see what we were doing because there was a giant group in front of this picture. I put the phone through the fence to take this picture, but there's a big gate there and a big fence, and they came to see what we were doing. And we think that they were being a bit protective because recently there's been a bunch of videos of Disney testing a huge drone show over at the Golden Oaks Ranch. Because this place is like way out in the middle of nowhere.
Testing a drone show?
Yeah, for Disneyland. It's, where all the drones go up in the air and then they light up. Yeah, and they make an image. They make a picture, like the genie or whatever. So they've been testing it, and it's been getting out there. People have been going up to see the drone show tests.
Gotcha.
So I think that there's a correlation of like, we happen to be there for Back to the Future, but people have been kind of sneaking into the ranch or at least trying to be in the area to catch the drone show. So they were a little overprotective, I would say, of what we were doing. But we didn't do anything illegal. We were on our side of the fence. We just wanted to see the part where Marty drives over one of the pines and then turns onto the road.
And is that here at this gate?
This is at this particular gate, yes.
So cool. So he comes down this dirt road and books a right and goes up the paved road.
And I even think over the years they've probably updated the fence for security, but I think that the original fence where they have the Twin Pines Ranch sign on it, I think that was probably like a fence, an original fence for the lot,
the property
at that time.
That they just hung a sign on.
Exactly. And now it's a much more bigger metal barricaded sort of fence.
Real fence.
But yeah, it was just cool to see. It was a filming location I'd never been to before.
Super, super cool.
And then after that, we sort of split away with the group and we met up with Justin because we had the time of our life because we knew Saturday was going to be a busy day, a busy night, I should say, at the mall. There was going to be a lot of people there. We didn't know how we didn't think that we were going to get a chance to sort of drive our car at the lot, in the mall parking lot. And because we were just down the hill from the mall, we were like, why don't we take the trailer down there? Our trailer has a big door that folds down.
Absolutely.
Let's take the car out. So we were down there with Eric from Back to the Future IG, Brian from Scene Again, who is another filming locations guy, Justin, who was down there with his DeLorean, and then obviously Justin Scard, Adam, my dad, Robbie Retro, Nostalgic Latino, Carlos came down. He's a great guy. And we just had like so much fun. I got to drive the Marty getting chased by the Libyan circuit. I drove it probably like 10 or 12 times. I took everybody for a ride in the time machine around the loop. We were filming a bunch of videos.
Do you know, it's been 15 years, and I said we should have done it back in 2010, and still nobody has done it. How come nobody has recreated the photo mat?
It was there.
Oh, it was?
On Saturday, Justin, who I actually just mentioned, he built the 1 hour photo building and put it where it was supposed to be for Saturday night.
So in 3 dimensions, not just a screen of it or whatever.
It was, I believe, 2-sided, maybe a third side for support.
Enough that it's there.
Yes, it was the front, and it was the front side, and then the wall, and it had the Fox Photo, logo on it, yellow building. It was there on Saturday night.
Very cool. Okay.
But I should say, actually, I was having so much fun, and I was doing all this stuff. I actually didn't take that many photos or videos.
Good.
But the best thing about traveling with Adam the Woo and Justin Scard is that you essentially have your own social media team.
They document everything. Yep.
Exact. Adam is a daily vlog guy, so every day he's putting out a video, capturing a lot of this stuff that we're experiencing. Justin put out, I think, 3 videos over the course of the week. Yep. So in our description below, I've actually already put together a 40th week playlist of all of Adam's videos, Justin's videos, our friend Gibson, his videos.
Awesome.
80s guy has a video. So I put together this whole 40th week video of all the people that we were sort of hanging out with. German in Venice is another great guy. So
Mike.
Yes, Mike. Yeah, I got to meet Mike for the first time this week.
Dude, he's rad.
Too.
He cracks me up.
So if anybody's interested in watching those, they're all in a playlist in the description below. But awesome. This is one of the only few videos I have of the night, and this isn't the only reason I have this video is because I wasn't driving at this point. One of the things that we did is we let Adam and Justin drive the time machine because if people don't know, Adam and Justin are friends because of Back to the Future. 10 years ago, they got together and were doing filming locations when nobody was doing filming locations. Justin had one of the only Back to the Future filming locations website.
Dude, it was 20 years ago, and yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He sure did.
So early Adam and Justin getting together to do Back to the Future stuff, we just thought, like, we should let them drive this time machine in the mall. So I think this video is Adam driving.
Awesome.
See if this works here.
You got Adam driving Justin.
Oh, nice. And he wants a picture through the windshield.
He might not come back.
Oh,
he might not come back.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, honestly, I was having so much fun that I took lots of pictures when we were at filming locations.
To me, that you're doing it right, man, because that means you're in the moment, having the experience, enjoying the experience. You'll have that up here forever, Yeah.
Well, and like I said, subconsciously in the back of my head, I'm like, well, Adam and Justin are getting all the good stuff, and they're going to put the good stuff in their video, right? So I can just go relive that week through all of Adam's videos. But like that was a special night. Just getting to like have the time machine in the parking lot and then get to drive it around and then have friends there and just be all like laughing and goofing around and and it was only like 9 o'clock at night, but that was the reason to go in my mind was to like have that sort of like special time with Justin.
So cool. Yeah, I tell you, we were in the beginning of this thing, so we were doing all of the things you're mentioning, but not realizing how special they were. I think we thought it was neat, but I mean, it's weird because like I make it sound like, oh, we were the trailblazers on it. I'm not saying that. It's just like there's a lot of the things you're talking about. We're like, oh yeah, we did that first. We that was our idea. Now everybody else does it. So I love that it still lives on and that people still do the mall thing every year and everything. I think that's so cool. It's weird. I have mixed feelings about the rest. It's weird how it comes up,
Yeah.
I drove my time machine all around that parking lot, Yeah. And I think we thought it was cool then. But somehow it feels cooler now. Listening to you and your stories, it sounds like a cooler experience, even though it's the same thing.
It's literally the same thing. It's the same.
Literally the same thing
on the same asphalt.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Your enthusiasm is infectious, and I love listening to you talk about things that you're excited about.
Well, it was a very, very exciting week for sure. Um, One of the things that we drove past, which I recognized it when we came up to it, and then when we came through this backside of the tunnel, I was like, "Oh my God, this is the tunnel from Duel, the Steven Spielberg TV movie." And then we
I'm gonna
didn't
need
have
to see more to see if you're right about that. Did you look it up? You know you're right.
I was just gonna say, so we came through it, and this shot is sort of zoomed in to show the tunnel, but just to the left of the road is the big kind of
Burnout.
The area where the bus was.
Right. So where were you coming from and going that you were going by this? Because it's way the frick up in like Santa Clarita.
Yeah. So Adam was taking us to the Last Starfighter convenience store, also from Devil's Rejects or something. One of the Rob Zombie movies. But
so you went all the way out to Four Aces Movie Ranch? Is that where
we didn't go quite that far.
Okay.
We really just went to go and see the Last Starfighter gas station, or not gas station, not a gas station, little little convenience store. But when we came through this, I was like, we came up to it and I was like, this looks like the tunnel from Duel. And then when we came up the backside, I was like, 100% it is.
Yeah.
We didn't have any service, so we couldn't check on our way to the Starfighter store. But right before this tunnel, we got just enough service to look at some screenshots, and 100% this is that tunnel from that bus scene.
Well, as long as I know you were up there, it's definitely that tunnel, because there's the only one on that road. But it's also from I don't know if you're a Mad World fan.
Yes.
From the 60s, but it's also the tunnel from that where Terry Thomas crashes the little truck outside with the wobbly wheels.
Yeah.
And then they had the big fight there on the cliff side.
Yeah.
They were pulled over on the same side. The car flipped over on the same side where you are right there. And then, the cliff's on the other side, and they had their little fight.
Yeah. It was so great to travel with Adam because he knows where all the filming locations are. So he's like, "Oh, we're going to pass this, or you guys want to go see this? We're in this area." It was amazing.
Yep.
We drove past like the gas station from the end of Halloween 3.
He knows the obscure ones too.
Exactly. It was amazing. Here's a group photo from the mall night.
All right, so I see. Oh, that's all of you guys. Okay, so you and your dad, Justin, Robbie Retro, and Adam the Woo.
And Adam,
you're right. I see the 24-hour fitness sign is gone.
Yeah, the sign is gone. So it was like such a fun night.
I don't see any signage on that mall. You're right. I don't see anything anywhere. There's not a single anything. No. And the windows, the little windows are covered. Wow.
Yeah. It's dead. It's been dead, but now it's really dead.
Supposedly, it already changed hands financially, so it could just be a matter of they're waiting for plans to approve, and then they'll just send bulldozers in.
Yeah.
Remember the Warner Ranch? That was gone like that. They talked about it, and then one day on Friday the 13th of October 2 years ago, it was just erased from existence.
Yeah. We drove past where the Warner Ranch was, and they already have all like the fancy buildings and studios up.
It's built. It's not operating yet, but it is built and up.
Yeah.
And by the way, empty. It'll stay empty because all of the sound stages are empty.
Yeah.
Right on.
So the next day we went down to Bushnell Avenue in Pasadena. Is that correct?
Yep.
So
South Pass.
Yeah. So this is the street. I visited this street before. It's amazing. But this is Lorraine's house, George McFly's house, but also Back to the Future 2. This is Biff's grandma's house. And we thought it would be funny to park the automotive truck in front of Biff's grandma's house, like he still lives there.
Hilarious.
When we got down there was a spot in front of the house. It just worked out
Meant
great.
To be. So this is a great shot.
Yeah, it was so cool and then in the back you can see.
Did you remember to turn off the garage light?
We have a bicycle in the back because we brought
Doc's bike.
George McFly's
George's bike. Oh,
yes.
Wow.
That is a Schwinn Black Phantom with the orange detail, which, talking to Justin Scar, Justin is a big bike aficionado, and he was saying he never sees the orange ones. He sees the red ones. And we have a red one and we have an orange one.
Huh.
But in the movie, it's an orange detailed bike. And the reason we bought this bike was because it matches the orange in Back to the Future that George has.
Not because it's rare.
Not because it's rare. But he was like, I think it might be a more rare bike, because he was telling me that back in the 50s, Schwinn production, they were just painting bikes with whatever they had when that was the assembly run. So the red paint might end up being a little bit more orange, but it's like, whatever, like we're not going to change the paint. So we're going to paint until this paint is used up.
Yep.
Then we'll get the red paint, but this
to
is
me.
red enough. So that's
Super
what
cool.
he believes, which, sort of tracks for me how these bikes were mass produced in the 50s. But so yeah, on the left hand side there is George's bike parked in front of George's house, and then on the right side is we brought the bike specifically just to lean it up against the tree that's in front of the house. Now, we were having a debate over what branch it is, because there's a tree next to this tree that has a branch that looks similar, and it's a little bit lower. Whereas if you look on the sort of the top left of the group photo, there's a branch that is kind of horizontal, but it's really high in the air. And it's obviously hard to match which branch it is, but we were debating it.
That George is on with the binoculars?
Yeah.
I think it's not that tree, because the branch was really obvious. It used to be really obvious, if it's even still there. The tree from the start line is gone, I found out recently. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but both of these branches, we were looking at screenshots, we were looking at the movie. Robbie had his Back to the Future storybook, like he had in Astoria for Goonies.
Yeah.
And both branches had distinguishing features but the branch on the other tree seemed safer. That was the other reason why we thought maybe it was the other branch.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, this branch was really high. But
can we talk about how beautiful George's house is? Like, what did George's parents do for a living?
Oh,
I wonder.
I know.
We never met them. I wonder what they were like to create that George.
Also, another thing that both Adam and I noticed, I'll get into it, but we went to a second screening of Back to the Future, and both of us, after the movie, were like, we've never noticed that there is a McFly's plaque on George's house. In one of the establishing shots of George's house, right on the front, I believe it's the front right column, there's like a wood carved plaque that says McFly.
I think I agree with that.
We've never noticed it before. So always picking things up. It's crazy.
I totally agree with you, by the way. When we watched Pee-wee... Oh, you weren't there. Shit. I feel like you're part of all of the things that I do. But when we watched Pee-wee, it was a gorgeous transfer, and we also were in like the second row for that thing. But I picked up so many things I had never seen before, and even went home and put the digital on. Yeah. But the digital was only 1080p. It's not 4K yet until next week or whenever it comes out. So there were just some... do you remember the E.T. doll in Pee-wee's kitchen?
No.
Right. Me neither. But it's there. Weird.
Well, you know what? So when you went to go see Pee-wee at the Warner Brothers lot in the theater, it had not been announced yet that the Criterion Collection was putting out a 4K version of Pee-wee.
Right.
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee.
4K of Pee-wee.
That is your Quebec speaking.
So you probably saw the whatever new scan of the movie. It just hadn't been made public yet that was happening. Plus, you obviously saw it in a professional, well-maintained theater. So yeah, you probably saw an early version of the new 4K scan.
Everything you just said occurred to me, and I agree with. Yeah,
because up until whenever this Criterion comes out, which I've obviously already pre-ordered, it's only been on Blu-ray 1080p.
I'll just let you know it's outstanding. You're gonna love it.
I cannot wait.
So, but everything you were bringing up about Back to the Future, like it's still, after all these years, it's still bringing new, information to our crazy microscope brains.
There's Steve 3, past and future guest. He also had a fan theory. He went and saw Back to the Future in 4DX, And he's like, I don't know if my theory is right anymore, but he brought up an interesting theory about there being 2 cases of plutonium. And
lay it on me.
I said, that's interesting because there's a continuity error between the case of plutonium that we see in the movie.
This is interesting. I've always said the same thing, because if Doc is going to his house to pick up the plutonium, he could get the camera.
Exactly.
So I actually agree with this.
So that's what I said. So first and foremost, when Marty lets the skateboard down in the opening shot and he hits the yellow plutonium case, there is black letters on the case that say plutonium, handle with care.
Oh, and you're right. The cases are different.
And then when we see the case later in the Twin Pines Mall parking lot during the time machine sequence, there's no plutonium, handle with care on that case.
I mean, I guess for the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And then I was going to say, and then the other part of it is Doc calls Marty to get him. I said, I forgot my camera. Can you pick it up? And in that opening scene, they establish that the camera is laying on his bed.
Yep.
Not to mention, Marty blows up the amp. If Doc came back to get the case of plutonium and then forgot the camera,
what the hell happened to my lab?
Why wouldn't he say, like, because Marty makes a huge mess. Not only does it blow up the amp, but he knocks that over that whole shelf.
The shelf, yeah.
So I think that there's enough evidence to further the fan theory of, there's 2 cases of plutonium.
So I will say, I'm on the believer that there are probably 2 cases of plutonium, but I will say that it doesn't matter at all because they're stuck in the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like all of the plutonium's in 1985. That's the problem. If we had some in 1955, we don't have a movie.
The thing that Steve said that he noticed when he watched it again after thinking of that theory is that the news reporter says specifically a case of plutonium. But I mean, that's a minor thing. You could chalk that up to the news.
No, you're right though.
It's
but she's credible. It's the mom from that other show. 10 is enough.
She's credible.
Well, that's interesting. You're right.
I think it's
stolen nearly 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very fun theory.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but I'll tell you what, it does account for a plot hole.
Yeah.
In hi, I'm at a friend's house and he's letting the kitty cat in. Oh no, don't want to come. I love you.
Steve says, but I think he went back. Well, Marty was at school, grabbed the case, but forgot the camera. But he doesn't react to the blown speaker at all.
No, it just doesn't make sense.
No, I think it's fun. It was a really fun thought experiment we had after watching IMAX.
I think I'm with you on the 2 cases still is possible.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's possible, and like I said, it kind of explains that continuity error of the plutonium, handle with care, missing on one of the cases.
Yeah,
you got something there, Steve. Keep thinking on it.
I'm with you. I mean, I don't think it ultimately matters because nothing really changes. Like, the bigger flaws for me are like, why does old Biff come back and die? How come the world didn't morph around Marty and Doc the way it does usually, when old Biff steals the time machine? Yeah. There are other holes I find bigger than this one, but I do like that it plugs one. Yeah. It kind of simplifies things. And who cares if there's 2 cases of plutonium?
Exactly. It's just a fun conversation. It's a fun thing to think about. It's
like it doesn't change a thing.
It's
the
like
movie still goes on.
It's all like all the fan theories about The Shining, right? Like, it's just fun to talk about and dig deep, go down the rabbit hole.
So they've talked about how Stanley Kubrick's different director. They talk about how his face is in the clouds in the beginning of
I've heard that. Yeah.
But have you ever seen it? I've looked every time I watch that movie. I look for it. I can't see it even.
No, I don't see
abstractly.
It. No.
Urban legend?
I think so.
I
think people see what they want to see. They're forcing themselves to see it. So after Bushnell, we spent a bit of time there. Talked to.
Now we're over on Orange Grove.
Yeah, we were chatting with the homeowners. We ended up spending a little bit more time there than we planned to because we actually had to be at the Gamble House, which is the exterior of Doc Brown's 1955 mansion, because Dean Cundy, famous cinematographer, was doing a panel there.
Wow.
And our time machine was part of the display on the bricks, which was very,
So cool.
you know, all of this is super cool for us, right? Like,
heck yeah.
We brought our time machine down not just to do the mall event. That's, you know, and then the Biff truck for we had set up the McFly house thing.
Right.
But once Kevin found out that we were bringing our time machine down, he got us involved with a bunch more of the events during the week, and this was one of them. So they had 2 actors playing Doc and Marty. Rusty Locke plays Doc, and hands down, he is the second best Doc performer on the face of this planet.
Who's the first? Because I thought this
Christopher
guy was pretty
Lloyd.
damn good in your. Oh well, hilarious. Okay, then I agree with you because I was very impressed in the videos you posted.
Yes, Rusty was Doc Brown at the Universal Fan Fest nights, and he was incredible. Not only does he like sound and act like Doc Brown, he can improvise as Doc Brown. He's very funny. He's very entertaining. So I was so excited because they were there doing the Future Boy scene when Marty walks up the driveway. It was basically like a little mini Universal Fan Fest night.
Yep.
Because Marty was walking up. Oh, I should shout out Dade, who played Marty. He was great too. But they were doing the whole scene where Marty comes up, knocks on the door. They didn't have the whole brain scanner thing, but they were doing that scene. You know, who's the president? Ronald Reagan. I guess Jane Wyman is the first lady. You know, all of that. So getting to see a character actor playing Doc run
across the lawn,
across the lawn, yelling lines from the movie. There was just like something so every time that scene would happen, I would have to like stop and watch it because it's just like I've seen Christopher Lloyd do that hundreds of times. To be here on the spot and have
it's a beautiful, funny scene in the movie too, and the fact
Yes.
that they chose that house with that lawn and that driveway added some credibility to the movie, even in my opinion. So I agree with you. It's a poignant scene in the movie with some gravitas, and I would feel the same way. Every time I'm at the Gamble House, I feel a little something because, you know, while it's a gift shop and the garage for the house, it is still Doc Brown's lab.
Yes,
they recreated
exactly.
that over at the Burger King, or at least a facade of it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I got that as a kid, you know, that like, oh, the house burned down and then we were in the garage and the Burger King because it's been developed. I don't think that was all above my head as a kid.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I'm like, that's the genius of the movie. It's so good.
I totally agree. Exactly. That is the genius of the movie. And those are the things that the multiple
they show the
watches,
passage of time. Yes.
Exactly. And it's just like you actually can't believe how smart Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis are.
Yeah. How much weed did they smoke in the 70s to come up with this script? I agree.
Well, and that's why the first Back to the Future script is actually studied in film school.
Yeah.
Because it is considered this perfect script in terms of like setup and payoff. Because
I can't possibly disagree with it either. Like it just is.
And the unconsequential setup that they do as well. There's lots of obviously story, plot-based, character-based setups and payoffs. But
regular exposition, you mean, just normal exposition?
Yeah, exactly. But there's the fact that they set up the front of the garage. Marty, I'm late for school. He comes out, kicks the fence open next to the Burger King. The fact that like that is the garage to this house, like all of that stuff.
It's
like
all thought out.
Exactly. It's all thought out, and you may not notice it the very first time you watch it, or the second time, or the third time. But when you start getting into those double digits and the hundreds of times you've seen a movie, all of that stuff is kind of what keeps it interesting. And you keep coming back because it's entertaining, but you're also like, what else can I find out?
Exactly.
What else can I see?
It's the different layers. I couldn't agree more.
Totally.
So that to me is why a lot of times these first ones are so good and sometimes the sequels aren't. It's not even that the sequels weren't done well. It's just that they didn't have a decade to work on it. You know, Back to the Future didn't get made for a long freaking time while they worked on that script and honed it and honed it and honed it. And then there were the limitations of budget and availability from cast and stuff like that put the crunch on it. that formed that diamond that we all know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, ask anybody on that movie. It wasn't necessarily fun to work
Yeah.
on. I don't
Well,
think anybody had a great time making it, but they
that's
made the best movie of our generation.
That's a perfect segue, because the event that was happening at the Gamble House was this panel by Dean Cundy. Dean Cundy is the cinematographer of all 3 Back to the Future movies, but he also is the cinematographer on Jurassic Park and 1978 Halloween. Like, the man shot the original Halloween movie.
I don't think I knew that.
Absolute legend, Dean Cundy. So he was doing...
the bonus feature that we did on the Blu-ray or whatever, that was me and Dean Cundy together, and it was super cool because he's just an outstanding dude.
He's so nice. We got to hang out with him up in Vancouver with our time machine for a Back to the 80s film fest, and the opening night film was Dean Cundy presenting Back to the Future. Him and his wife Tisha, they were amazing. They're so nice. But he
already knew you on this day.
Well, he was so busy. I didn't even really get to talk to him. I talked to his wife, but he was so busy with the fans. They were there to meet him. He had his panel, but his panel, we couldn't take any photos or videos of it because it's a presentation he has that he's been doing a couple of places.
Oh,
but
okay.
But it's amazing because he is showing storyboards, original storyboards, which I've never seen before, from the original atomic bomb explosion sequence. Because if people don't know, before the time machine was a drivable DeLorean car, it was supposed to be a refrigerator, and it was supposed to get its 1.21 gigawatts from a nuclear explosion. So
they were going to drive out to the desert.
Exactly. They were going to drive out to a nuclear bomb testing site and harness the power of the nuclear bomb to get Marty back to 1985.
They recycled that whole storyline and put it in Indiana Jones 4. But specifically, Dean didn't come up with this. Andy Probert came up with this presentation, just to give proper credit.
Okay,
he was one of the artists and the future artists, specifically Andrew Probert. And he came up with, from my recollection, came up with the whole, like you said, it's storyboards, but then it almost turns into one of those, what do you call them, supercuts or whatever, because they sort of animate it into with the audio from the film of like, oh, this is what's happening or whatever.
Yeah, so
I agree with you that it's spectacular to watch.
Yeah, there was the whole that what you're talking about, the animatic of the Twin Pines Mall sequence where the time machine comes out of Doc Brown's van and Einstein travels and Marty. That was the animatic where they were showing the storyboards next to the footage, and that was really, really cool to see.
Cool.
But he was showing these storyboards from this atomic bomb sequence, and I've never seen them before. It's just.
Have you not seen the whole animatic of the ending of the film with the alternate ending, the original ending?
I guess not then.
Okay, yeah, Andy Probert did this presentation for years. He's the one who put it together because it was his artwork. At least that's my recollection. But I'll find it for you and send it to you.
No,
so you can have it.
I hadn't seen it. I'd only ever heard the story of the fridge and the nuclear bomb.
But yeah, they got the thing and it's dropping down and it docks up on the hill with the binoculars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I had never seen those before. That's very cool. This is great.
Once again, brought to you by We're Going Back 2010.
All this stuff is out there. It finds its way back.
It's hilarious.
It's cool how
this generation discovers, everything for the first time too, right? Because like a lot of this stuff might be old hat for me and the guys doing it when we were doing it. But watching you guys pick it up, like not only do you notice different stuff, but like you notice new stuff that we didn't necessarily see, which is cool. So
yeah,
no,
it was super fun day. And then we had to get out of there really quickly because one of the other special things that had happened is the group of this From the Future events, we got invited to a special screening of Back to the Future on the Universal backlot in the Steven Spielberg Theater because they were doing a Costumers Guild screening where Deborah Scott, who is the original costume designer for Back to the Future, was like hosting. Well, I guess she wasn't hosting, but they were doing a Q&A with her after a screening of Back to the Future. And so a couple of people involved in setting up the screening, they wanted some fans there to fill the seats and bring some excitement. So our entire From the Future events group, we all got this invite
Awesome.
So that meant that we got backlot access because we're driving a big truck and trailer, a stacker trailer. You
Yep.
know, it's a 2-story trailer essentially, has a car lift in it. So we drive the Biff truck in, lift it up, and then we drive the DeLorean underneath, and then that's how they get trailered around. So we have this massive truck and trailer. So we don't know where they're going to park us. We're trying to figure out, like, well, if they turn us around, like, I guess we'll go park in like the RV Universal Studios parking and then figure out how to get
at the motor pool, yeah, and transportation.
Exactly.
Right.
So we pull up to the gate and they're like, yeah, we give them our IDs. We're on the list. They're like, okay, yeah, just drive around here, go park by the grass. And they parked us, here's another video, next to the Western Street. And then we just so happened to be
you're by the water tank. Yeah, you're by the water tank.
Right by the Line of State sign, and then there's the creature from the back, Black Lagoon water tank.
The creature tank.
Yeah, I've never been inside that water tank. That's pretty cool. I've seen them using it and shooting with it, but I've never been inside it.
Well, we were all so giddy and excited because we had backlot access, and on top of that, where they parked us was exactly the opposite side of the backlot. So now
meaning you'd have to be driving around a lot.
Well, we have to walk.
Oh, I see.
We parked our cars, our truck and trailer, and then we have to walk through the whole backlot right past Courthouse Square, which unfortunately was completely shut down with a no access, no cameras. They had security guards, so they're shooting something there that they're trying to protect. So we couldn't sneak around and go see Courthouse. But for a bunch of, like, you know, film dorks, location nerds, we were just like, we could not believe that we were just like getting, you know, unsupervised access on the Universal backlot. It was fun and exciting. I got to take a selfie with Ted. If anybody's ever been on the Universal Tram Tour, you always drive past this giant Ted, like Seth MacFarlane's Ted, holding a beer, and it was just like, well, I'm standing here, I might as well take a selfie with Ted. I should have put it in the slideshow, I didn't, but
hilarious.
So we were having so much fun running around the back lot. Again,
a block and a half from my house. I'm just
exactly, and you're not in the town. But we didn't know how much time we had for the screening. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't want to not be let in or whatever. So we went straight to the theater, ended up standing around for like almost an hour. Hindsight being 2020, we're like, oh man, we could have pulled the time machine out. We probably could have like driven the time machine over to the theater, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
But
they would have loved it.
We just didn't know what was going on. We were kind of like, you know, we're fans. We were just kind of like shoehorned into this screening. You know, we didn't want to like ruffle any feathers or cause any problems.
Grateful to be here.
Exactly. And on top of it, we knew that we were going to get to see the movie in the Steven Spielberg Theater, which has just been renovated, this building, within the last year or so. Mm-hmm. And I have never heard the movie sound so good. I was like multiple times during the movie, I was like, I'm like hearing it for the first time. So, and it did look really good too. You know, it was a really, really nice 4K digital presentation of the film. But I was like, yeah, if you're going to have a Steven Spielberg movie theater on the Universal backlot, it better be one of the best movie theaters in the world, because I'm sure it's been put together by some of the best people in their field.
The best ears in the field.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was just blown away with how it sounded.
I have to agree with you when it comes to some of these 4K remasters that they're doing these days. You know, we just even the mention of that, that's a video reference. So we're usually talking about the picture, but for me, some of these, I guess it's Dolby Atmos or whatever the latest transfers on whatever this latest home theater technology is, has really changed the experience. I mean, you're hearing background and Foley and extras and things that like you haven't heard since the cinema, and it's really cool. And by the way, it was stereo 2D back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, 3D, I guess. No,
Well,
2D stereo.
Yeah, and in his introduction, Bob Gale, he did specifically say, like, this new IMAX 4K presentation is the best this movie has ever looked and the best this movie has ever sounded.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's cool that these movies, yeah, they're celebrating 40 years, but they're also they're so appreciated that they're getting these new releases, and people are still like kind of just making them better, you know, like adjusting the mix for as our modern speakers and sound systems get better and better. They're getting back in there and they're making sure that it sounds good in 2025.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you know, my dad and I used to love watch movies together, but this is like the VHS era, right? With like a 25-inch TV, maybe a 30-inch television.
Yeah.
I if he could see today, you know, that an 86-inch television screen is not only super cheap, but in most people's homes.
Yes.
And
hanging on their
the
walls.
home theater, correct, hanging on walls, exactly, like a movie screen.
Yeah.
And the sound that comes out of, you know, small speakers these days and everything, he'd just be amazed. And I think that for some reason I still see it through his eyes. I'm still amazed, like an old guy, going, how is this possible? How do we have big screens with this kind of technology? By the way, I don't even have to put a tape or a disc in anymore. It's just coming through the air and the internet.
Well, and like one of the things that I find fascinating, I'm really into like the I love like learning about the technical side of like film. And one of the things that I've always found so cool is that like the actual resolution of even 35 millimeter film is still greater than 4K.
Oh,
right.
It's infinite.
So
it's as tight as you can zoom in because it's film.
Exactly. So as they're scanning these films at these higher resolutions, movies shot on, you know, a high quality film, we'll say, you know, there's lots of cheap films that maybe aren't aging as well, but films shot on,
it's the lenses that make a more difference even than the films when it comes to the clarity, which is why Tarantino uses those old lenses and stuff.
Yeah.
But yes,
even,
your point.
Even those scans, as our picture quality is getting higher, you know, our 4Ks and, you know, 8K is coming. Film, actual scanned film is still looking incredible because we haven't even reached what the resolution of film is yet.
Dude, all right, you know how big 35 millimeters is, right? It's only so big. That was built to project on what, 60 feet by 80 feet or however big an old school cinema screen used to be. They were massive. Yeah. And so like imagine whatever that is from this to that.
Yeah. No, it's incredible. And at the very end of this, I did go to the Vista to go see One Battle After Another in VistaVision, which is 35 millimeter sideways. And it was like one of the greatest film presentations I've ever seen because of the sharpness of the image. I actually couldn't believe that I was watching a projected film. It was insane how crisp and clear this VistaVision print was.
Yeah, and they turn the whole thing sideways and they shoot 2 frames at a time. Yeah, it's a wild process.
Yeah, I'll talk about it a little bit more at the end of my slideshow.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, here's Dade and Rusty just absolutely killing it. Using my screen used JVC camera from the Michael J. Fox documentary.
Very nice.
It was fun because I went up to them and I was like, hey, you guys are doing your scenes. Just so you know, like, full access to the car. Whatever you guys need to do, you do whatever you need. And it was.
You want to use our portable television studio? You go right ahead.
Well, that's exactly what it is, because Rusty has a camera, but his camera doesn't have the viewfinder, and he's missing the battery. And I saw it. He was carrying it, and I saw it missing the battery. And I was like, hey, man, I have my camera in the trailer. Let me go get my camera. You can use it because I noticed that yours is missing the battery. And he's like, okay, great. Staying fully in character. Thank you. It was
hilarious.
Just wonderful. There's the Biff truck in front of the the Doc Brown exterior, even though it was never there, but we had it in the
That's
trailer.
cool.
Yeah,
Still
throw it
cool.
up there.
Still cool.
There's me in front of the Lion Estates sign of the Universal backlot.
I mean, is there anything original on those anymore?
No, those were the fan made ones for 2015.
Okay.
They just live on the Universal backlot because the tram goes past there. That's why those are there.
Yeah.
We just thought it was funny. Out of all of the places they could have parked us on the backlot, they parked us right next to the Lion Estate signs.
Perfect.
And then this was Friday morning. And so I had been talking about Eric from Back to the Future IG. He sort of set this up. He arranged it with the homeowners to pull their cars out of the driveway so that we could pull the Biff truck into the McFly house driveway. And
I wish I knew about this. I could have gotten you a silver 5 Series BMW from that period.
We joke about we need one for our collection just for that.
I'm going to start sending you links.
Maybe next year we'll get the BMW up there.
This is so cool, man. This is so cool because in my generation, they still were not that friendly with people.
Yeah.
Let alone Back to the Future people. I think they had some bad experiences in the past and they were just soured by it. Even though they were there when they shot the movie.
Yeah. So
this blows my mind.
So I do have to get full credit to Chris and Mary, who are the owners of this house. They were out there with us. They were having a great time taking everybody's pictures. So
wow,
maybe they've come around to it. You know, as long as people are respectful of their property, you know, stay on the road, stay on the sidewalk unless you are invited up.
Yep.
Joan, I believe, is the neighbor. She always comes out and greets people, gets them to sign her book. She calls herself McFly Neighbor. She's hilarious. A wonderfully sweet woman. There's a really great video because her and Adam happened to be wearing the same Back to the Future shirt that day. So there's a video, I believe it's in one of Adam's videos. If not, it was on his Instagram. But my dad has the same sort of little camera that Adam has. And so she was holding my dad's camera. Adam was holding his camera. And they did this like little, like, join us, shall you? Like Adam does in all his videos. And then Adam was like, okay, you can take over. I'm retiring now. And she was so sweet. Wonderful, wonderful woman. But yeah, so we were here with the whole From the Future Events group. Jeffrey Weissman, the actor was there. Yeah, Jeffrey Weissman plays George McFly in Back to the Future 2 and 3. So he was there with us, telling us is he
in the third one?
I think, you know,
maybe he. Oh, you know what? Yeah, he's standing at the door with Lorraine.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. So because that's what he was talking about, is that they
just kind of, you know, that when they go back in. Yeah.
Yes. So he was here filming, but he's great. Like the way he just tells stories, man. He tells it all. Let's put it that way. He is 40 years later. He's like, I'll tell you anything you want to know. It's fantastic. He's wonderful.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Claudia was in Parsippany, New Jersey for ChillerCon. Otherwise, I'm sure she would have been there too.
Yeah, I think so.
I was supposed to be in ChillerCon, but I didn't make it.
This was a amazing day. Like this morning was so cool. We found a mall a few miles away, and then just drove the time machine in the truck from the mall where we left the trailer to the McFly house. Everybody got there.
This is the reason you built that truck, buddy, right here.
Totally. Never, when we started building this truck, I did not think that this would be a reality, right? Like it's lofty. You're like, oh, could you imagine? But that's
all you need to do. Just imagine it.
Believe that we got to park our Biff truck inside or in the McFly driveway, and then like we were joking, you know, this is only the second time it's ever been in the driveway, because the first time was when they were shooting the movies.
Well, the first and the second one and the third one, right?
Yeah. First replica in the driveway.
This is the fourth time it's ever been in the driveway.
Yeah.
God,
so then I had
so cool with all the stuff.
Yeah, up on the
stoop. Yeah, we need to get you a freaking Mercedes, man.
Yeah.
I mean a BMW.
I was waxing the DeLorean.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, as you do. 2 coats of wax on the DeLorean.
Now, I never noticed, is Biff's car beat up in the way that yours is too?
Yes.
Or is that, oh, it's so rad, man. You're so good. That's awesome.
So we found this truck in good condition. It was in a field, but all the panels were clean. So we had our shop repaint it, had a professional hand sign painter do our
Beautiful.
door and tailgate decals. And
Beautiful.
then and then we were like, well, we got to do the dents. So we added the same beat up dents that Biff has in his truck on the front fender and on the door.
Awesome. Love it.
And then
Whittier.
After that, we went to Whittier High School, and again, another special thing from the future events is they had arranged with the alumni, the Whittier High School alumni situation or foundation, association. Oh my goodness, we got a full tour of the inside of the school, which hearing from Adam and Justin, who have been doing these locations for over 10 years, is like extremely rare to get not only access to the inside of the school, but to get an actual tour of all of the filming locations on the inside of the school. What? And it was awesome. They had all the screenshots.
I saw you even went to the classroom from the cut scene.
Yes. So we were laughing because everybody was really excited about all the movie things, but there was a moment where we all found the water fountain, the hallway, and the classroom.
She's cheating, man.
Yeah, she's cheating. She's cheating, man. So we were all excited, taking photos of the water fountain, and there was a guy, part of our group. His name was Max. He did the whole scene. He was great. But
cool.
You've got
that poster. The poster would be right there on the corner.
Yeah, this is where Doc would be standing right by that trophy case, looking at George and Marty. George has got his arm, next to Lorraine down this hallway. Yeah.
But wasn't the poster on that corner too? On the rounded corner.
So there is a poster there, but the actual ceremonial rhythmic.
When they both talk about it, yes.
Yes, is this corner.
Gotcha.
And again, like, it's so funny, like, location nerd stuff. You're like, I have pictures of corners of a school.
But meanwhile, I'm like, how cool is that?
I'm so excited about these corners.
Yep.
And then I was so excited about this area.
This is the best. It just bummed me out when they put the fence up, but I understand why they did it.
So when we were there, the gate was open.
Oh, I see that. Look at that.
So, people were doing the shot where somebody was standing on the stairs as Biff, and then somebody was standing in the stairs going down, reaching up for the almanac.
I think Mike German in Venice, I saw that.
Yes, I tagged him in that. I posted that photo.
Oh.
And he's reaching in Adam's pocket.
Yep.
But yeah, so this is the staircase from part 2, where Biff is on the staircase looking at the almanac, which is actually the Ooh La La. This is where Strickland comes down and talks to Biff, and Biff says, like, I don't know what alcohol smells like because I'm too young to drink it.
Isn't this also, that this kind of Paseo walkway area was basically the driveway in Back to the Future as well, right? Because isn't
yes.
right up there is where he parks the car where he is going to take advantage of Lorraine.
I must have forgotten to include that photo. I don't think I did. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, it's the next one.
Sorry,
so yeah, up towards the trees there is the horseshoe or the roundabout. So this photo of Adam and Justin doing their film locations business there.
They're right where the car was, right?
That's basically right where Marty pulls up in Doc's car, and then where the Biff and George punch all happened right around the area where Adam and Justin are standing.
Laid out Biff with one punch. Never seen a Biff in his first time in his life.
I think he took that guy's wallet.
I think he took his wallet. That guy's a scene stealer in part 2, man.
He's my
big
favorite
scene stealer. I love that scene.
We so the other thing that had happened is there was a lot of day players from Back to the Future signing autographs at different events all through the week. You know,
Very politely put, Brandon.
The Peabody daughter.
Very politely put.
The skateboard kid, Johnny Green, who was a really nice guy, by the way.
I'm taking notes from you because that was so well put.
But one of the things I kept saying, I was like, that's who I want to meet. I want a wallet signed by, I think he's
the wallet
his
guy.
Wallet guy. Yeah.
Totally.
So now I'm on the lookout. I'm hoping that he does cons, because I was like, oh my God, that's who I want to meet, because that is I think about that scene so often because it is so funny. He says, I think he took his wallet like 3 times.
Yeah, because he then tells Biff, I think he took your wallet.
I think he took his wallet. It's so funny. But all of that happened right here between Back to the Future 2.
Did you just take his wallet?
2.
He just took that guy's wallet.
I think he took that guy's wallet.
Took your wallet. I think he took his wallet. That is a hilarious scene.
It's so good. And yeah.
It's at least 4 times. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, and this is exterior of a high school. So it is hard to get access to all of this.
At our age, it is. You could probably still pull it off.
Exactly. And then
that's cool.
The next day, we were actually back at the high school, the Saturday, because there was a fundraiser that was happening that was kind of connected to the From the Future events. But they asked us if we wanted to come back with our cars, because it wasn't the same day, to be part of the fundraiser. And we said, of course, like, we're in town with these cars, of course. So it was for the Rett Syndrome Foundation. It was a walk around the school. But, we got to set up the time machine in front of the steps that Marty goes up and Jennifer comes out. Claudia Wells comes out.
Marty, don't go this way. Strickland's looking for you.
Yes. Oh, and actually, I forgot to mention in this photo that when I took this picture, because it's kind of the same angle in 1955 when Doc and Marty are
really
walking.
Clean this place up.
And then Doc steps over the bikes in like a really funny, weird way. So, like, again, like, just having our cars in front of these locations, like, it just makes it so special for us.
Absolutely.
Because not only do we get these like pictures, but we just got to like hang out there all day, and fans were coming to the fundraiser, and then they would come over and they'd get their photos on the steps with the car. Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't think
Looks great.
I had a video of Justin skateboarding, but it wasn't loading. I posted it on my Instagram. So if anybody wants to do the whole journey again, I have 2 highlight reels on my Instagram of the whole trip. And I did post that video of Justin skating up to the stairs and then popping the board. He had to do it a couple times, took a couple takes, but he's a professional.
He is. I love that guy.
And then Saturday night came.
This is my nightmare.
Saturday night
Too many
was
Martys.
Insane. So let's see if this video plays. So Saturday during the day was at the mall.
So is this the final night now? How do you guys do it? Because we did it as like we set it up back 15 years ago of like, oh, Marty goes back to the past on a Saturday and he leaves on a Saturday. So we made sure that the dance was the last thing, the last night. This is the mall is the last thing. Is that right?
There was one more day after this where we did go to the church where the dance was filmed.
Okay, sorry.
But I think I don't know like if there was a specific reason why they did all the locations and events up until this Saturday, or if it was just a schedule thing. I don't know. But so this was Saturday night. During the day, they had a big autograph session in the mall inside with all the day players. They had some cool people there, like the props master, Dangerous Bob. He was there signing autographs. Another really cool guy was Per Willinder. He is Marty's skateboard double. And he was so nice, but he is the guy who does the stunt where in 1955, the courthouse square, he jumps over the bush and then runs into the people in front of the steps, but then gets on the board again as Biff is coming down with his Ford
On
down
the
in front of the
sidewalk.
steps, and then there's that amazing shot where on the board he turns and is face forward on the hood of the car, and the car drives around the corner. And it is always the most amazing thing that this stunt performer, who I ended up meeting, he's the one who's riding backwards with his hands on the front of the car around that corner. And even him
and causes the
about,
manure accident, right? 'Cause
yes,
he goes
yes.
up through the car, slides down the back onto the board.
So that was a different performer. That was Charlie Crowell. That was Michael's stunt performer who did that. But specifically the skateboard was this guy, Pearl Werlinder. And so just him describing how dangerous that stunt actually is was just like, yeah, it looks dangerous.
If you've ever been there, it's such a small area. Like there's no room for it. There's no margin for error.
Yes. So,
who was the prop master you mentioned before? Because I thought John Zemansky was the prop master.
His name is Dangerous Bob. He's one of the props people.
Oh, okay.
But
Bob.
But his
Don't
name,
challenge him. He's Dangerous Bob.
His name is seen in the graffiti in the 1985 school shot.
Oh, nice.
So he is one of that was something that Adam told me, and Adam brought his Back to the Future poster, which he has signed by a bunch of people from the first film, and so this was a good opportunity for him to get a bunch more signatures. And he was telling me like, oh, it's cool to have Dangerous Bob on the poster because next time you watch the movie, look at the graffiti and you can see Dangerous Bob written in the graffiti.
When he's skateboarding up and don't go this way straight. Okay, cool.
In 1985, you can see Dangerous Bob written on the school.
Awesome.
So that was during the day. Then we went and took a little break and came back at around 8 o'clock to set up the time machine, and we got mobbed.
I mean, of course you did.
I was shocked we were the only time machine there until later in the night. There was lots of DeLoreans there, but at the end of the night, there was only 2 time machines there total.
Huh. That does seem surprising.
But we drove down, down Marty's ramp, and then it was just awesome. Everybody had their phones out; they were cheering. We came around, and then we parked it up by the JCPenney, which was near where Eric from Back to the Future IG was setting up the nighttime signatures. So we were part of his sort of display with the Biff truck there. There was 2 other guys dressed as Detail Biff. And so we started hanging out by the truck together, and people were taking pictures of us because there was 3 Biffs with the truck. So much fun. So many.
The video you posted of you coming out with this to show Marty your new matchbooks and I love it. You in that suit, that is good cosplay there. So good.
So for years,
Velour jogging suit.
for years, I had done Marty, right? Done a Marty costume, tight jeans, t-shirt, button-up shirt, jean jacket, red vest, headphones. It's all cumbersome. It's all hot.
Too many layers.
Lots of conventions, When we went to Portland for a Back to the Future reunion with the cars, we had just finished Biff's car and built Biff's truck because Tom Wilson was going to be there. I was like, well, I'm going to put together a Biff automotive detailing costume.
Perfect.
For my photo with Tom Wilson, right? I think Tom Wilson is the best actor in the trilogy. All the characters he has to play. I love the man. So as soon as I put together this auto detailing green tracksuit Biff cosplay, I was like, this is the cosplay I'm wearing at every single Back to the Future event.
It's too comfy, right?
It's just too comfortable. It's exactly. I was like, I'm always going to be.
You got a headband. You're all set.
I always have a rag with me. It's. So yeah, I don't know how often I'll do Marty anymore. I'm full tracksuit now.
You could always have a little box too with a bunch of styrofoam new books.
Yes, yeah. I made a bunch of matchbooks for the event that were my business cards.
Oh,
So
that's
like
cool.
I had the information and QR code on the inside of the matchbook, but I folded them all and stapled them, and
Awesome.
I made all three versions of the matchbook. So the auto detailing, the
Pleasure
cross,
Palace.
yeah, the crossfade and the pleasure palace, all three versions of the matchbooks, and I was giving them out to people.
Love it.
And then yeah, this was the photo I took. This was around the 1:16 a.m. Everybody was up at the top of the hill where Marty skates down.
Is that
There's
still at TGI Fridays? What is it up there now? That restaurant?
the one beside it. I think was
Yeah.
a closed down soup plantation.
Oh, bummer. It was at TGI Fridays when we all drank there this night,
There,
leading up to it as the night got
there's
on.
there's something on the other side. I know. So if you're looking down the ramp into the parking lot towards the mall, the left hand side is the closed down soup plantation. But I don't remember if there was something on the right hand side.
Yeah, what I'm talking about would be on the right in this
Oh,
picture.
so okay, maybe it is. I actually just didn't even clock what it was on that side.
Gotcha.
But again, like this is there was like thousands of people there.
Yeah, no kidding. It's crazy.
This is crazy.
Oh, hilarious. It is.
I think that was Gibson actually who said that. It's just like
I was just texting with him today. He said he's finally finished editing all his Back to the Future videos.
yeah, he's been posting them, so I have them in that playlist I was talking about in the description below.
Awesome.
But I mean, this was a super fun night. They had a company, Harbinger, who does like electric, like work vans. They have a van that they put the Doc Brown Scientific Services label on, and they had it there. You know, kind of a cross promotion. They were advertising their business, but it's a big white, you know, Vandura or not Vandura, Grumman.
Step van.
Yeah, step van, Grumman style van.
Yep.
They had it there. There was another time machine parked beside them. Probably like, I don't know, 25 DeLoreans. So many fans. The Earl Hayes
I
Press.
saw the Million Marty March where they
Yes.
all run down the hill. That was crazy.
Yep. Led by one of my friends, Shannon. They are, in my opinion, the greatest Marty McFly cosplayer. Shadow McFly on Instagram. Check them out.
Okay.
They're amazing. Yeah, like it was just like we just hung out. I mean, we were a little bit on duty with the car. There was a lot of people around our car.
Yep.
I closed.
It's overwhelming.
I closed the doors, put my props inside, and I locked the doors. And I did see one person walk up and try to open the door. And it's just like it's that. Those are the kind of things that like I'm always like, oh man, like there is people out there that if you aren't paying attention, they're going to take advantage, or they just don't have the same self-awareness for a situation like that, right?
Yeah, awareness, values, morals. It's all, everybody's different.
So like 99% of the people, so nice, respectful. They get their pictures. I mean, the one thing that I've come to learn with owning a DeLorean, not just a time machine, but a DeLorean, is everybody wants to touch it. Mm-hmm. That's just because of the stainless steel. They just want to put their hands on it. And it's like, whatever. It's just, I'm going to have to clean all these fingerprints off. But it's the one thing I've noticed is they just want to like feel it, right?
Yep.
Feel what it feels like.
Yep.
But it was a fun night. You know, they had the movie playing on a giant big screen beside us. There's lots of videos online. People have some really cool like drone shots of the whole crowd. You can see how everybody's just having a good time.
Awesome.
And on top of it, like it is just a whole bunch of like nerds and fans. So as far as I know, there was no situations, fights, or anything like that. Like
no kerfuffles.
No kerfuffles. So for the amount of people that were there till late at the night, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, at a mall that's not even open anymore. Like,
yes.
Yeah, I bet the mall people are like, Jesus, if we could capitalize on this.
Yeah, somehow.
We've never had this many people here.
That's what we were saying when we were inside the mall for the autograph sessions during the day.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, this is the most people that have been in this mall for, I don't know, years.
Decades. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Man, super cool, man. I'm glad that you were. Oh, here we go. There's more.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I super fun night. Glad we did it. Glad we came all the way down. And then Sunday was a sort of from the future events, sort of like you could buy tickets to it. It was just kind of like a Sunday, you know, it was a dance. They were playing music at the Methodist church where they shot all the Enchantment Under the Sea.
But they weren't performing or anything like that.
They weren't performing. It was really just like a kind of the first opportunity for everybody to sort of just like hang out, you know, because we had been shuffled around to all these different events and filming locations, and you know, we're there for half an hour and then we're on to the next one. And so this was kind of like a day to sort of relax. But it was, I'd never been inside the church where they shot all of the Enchantment Under the Sea. I'd never visited the Johnny B. Good stage. So
smaller than you thought it would be?
Yes, that's the first thing I said when I walked into the room is I can't believe how small this place is. It looks huge in the movie.
Especially if you had just been to the rec center, which is like 3 times the size of it.
Yes, and the other thing I kept thinking is like the crane camera that they have for the Enchantment Under the Sea sequence must have been massive, because you have
it's
like
probably a techno or a super techno, yeah.
But still, for that space, and for the amount of people that are in that scene, like they're doing some pretty big. You know, they have that shot where like comes up to the stage and her legs through her legs, and you know we're not at the like it's a big camera with a big film mag on top of this. It's not just like an Arri Alexa body on top of a little gimbal going through it. It's a big system up there, but. That is the Johnny B. Good stage. Like, there's something magic about the wood on that stage. And the church has it all set up like this pretty much all the time because they do their own events.
They just close the curtains for the most part.
Exactly. But then you get to go around to beside the stage, and you get to see the stairs where Marty comes down, meets Lorraine and George, you know, says like, if your kid ever lights the living room carpet on fire, you know, go easy on him, right?
Yeah,
all of that.
That was very interesting music.
all here, and it still looks exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
I don't know.
Other than the doors at the outside, where I think it's single instead of double now.
I didn't grab that because I didn't grab that photo because the door is changed on the other wall, and I forgot to include, but. So there's the large photo, the large screenshot, and then just to the left and below it is a smaller screenshot. And then just to the left and below that is a little black dot. I have a close-up photo that I did post, but that hole is in the movie. It's incredible that 40 years later, no one has ever patched this one hole next to the door.
It's a little chip of plaster.
Exactly.
I remember discovering it for the first time. We were like, wait a second. And we were looking at a picture. We're like, holy shit, that's the same little chunk.
And it's insane that even since then, when you discovered it a long time ago, it still has never been
picked away. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that it's still there. We were joking that it's like, you know, they renovated the whole other side of this room. They had to put in new doors, and they had the stucco.
You could have painted the place, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Somebody could have been like, oh, well, we might as well patch this hole, and then that film history is gone instantly. But no one has ever done it. That hole is still there.
Well, and now they celebrate it, as you see with the pictures and all.
Yes, and now they won't fix it. But yeah, that was sort of the end of the Back to the Future week celebration.
Good for you, man. And a good time was had by you and all, right?
Oh,
Did
man.
your dad have fun?
Oh yeah, we all had an absolute blast.
Awesome.
It was so cool. yeah, quickly, I just want to go through.
I would rate this podcast 4 stars.
Yeah, I'll put it in. Well, the last few things, I'll go through them real quick because one of the other things I had to do while I was in Los Angeles is, as I've stated on this show, I am a massive film fan. My favorite filmmaker is Paul Thomas Anderson, and he has a new movie out right now, One Battle After Another. I absolutely love it. I cannot get enough of it. I've seen it 3 times.
Ooh,
but
wow.
the film is shot in a film format called VistaVision, which has not been used since the 50s. It is 35 millimeter film shot sideways through the camera so that like it has a bigger area for the image to be captured on the film. Now, you can shoot with VistaVision cameras and then process the film to a regular, up and down 35 millimeter, transfer that and project that normally. But only 3 public theaters in the entire world can.
Yeah, this equipment doesn't really exist anymore.
These
That's the hard
projectors
part.
don't exist because the projector has to run film sideways, like horizontally as well.
Yeah.
So only 3 public theaters in the entire world are playing PTA's new movie in VistaVision, and one of them is in Los Angeles at the Vista Theater, which Quentin Tarantino owns. Was used in True Romance. It's a landmark. This theater.
Sean and I did a Ghostbuster screening there once with the Ecto, which was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Had the Ecto up on the sidewalk right where that yellow umbrella is.
Yeah, which is right next to, which is where Pam's Coffee is now, and Tarantino has a coffee shop next to the Vista.
Oh, gotcha. Of course.
Yeah, good coffee, and I had this this Pop-Tart inspired breakfast thing. It was like a brown sugar thing. Absolutely delicious.
Yum.
But so I was like, I'm in LA while this movie is playing at the Vista. I have to see this movie. So Gibson, friend of the show, past and future guest, Gibson Reedy, he hung out with me for the day. We went to go see the movie together. And like I had said, the clarity, the crystal clear nature, the sharpness of the image of this VistaVision film, I actually couldn't believe it. And I was like, oh, I understand why he made it in this format, and why these theaters, these 3 public theaters, there's 4 theaters, but one of them isn't public, are broadcasting it like this.
Something else was shot in VistaVision in the last few years, but I can't remember. Was it Tarantino's The Hateful Eight?
Well, that's not VistaVision. That's Panavision Ultra 70. So that's 70 millimeter film. So that's still run through the camera vertically.
The normal way, yeah.
But it's a larger format film with special lenses.
I swear there was another VistaVision something, or maybe they just put that in the opening as though, you know what I mean, to be nostalgic. So
The Brutalist, the recent film, Adrian Brody film, shot sequences in VistaVision, but it's not projected in VistaVision.
Got it.
Right? Like I was saying, they can transform it back to 35 millimeter or 70 millimeter, right? Running vertically as opposed to horizontally.
Yep.
But there is some degradation in the film quality when you downsize it.
Right.
The whole point of this is that it's shot in VistaVision and then projected in VistaVision, which has not happened since the 50s.
Awesome.
And, Christopher Nolan shoots on IMAX cameras, which is a 65 millimeter film, which does run horizontally, but it's not quite the same thing.
And they have their own equipment.
Yes. And so this was just sort of like, this was my film nerd, my film bro, little adventure, and I was happy to share it with.
It's a bragging thing too. Like I saw that movie in VistaVision at one.
I know
at Quentin Tarantino's theater.
I got the shirt because it says in VistaVision at the Vista.
Yeah, it's right.
Also, I'm obsessed with the movie. My favorite movie of the year by far.
Awesome.
But then right after that, Gibson and I went to the Academy Museum because I had to go and see the Jaws exhibit. That was the other thing. So we went to the Jaws exhibit where they have some amazing artifacts. That's the original buoy from the
Mhm.
opening of the film. That Panavision zoom lens is the very zoom lens that was filmed, or that was used to film the iconic dolly zoom shot. You can see in the background there Roy Scheider sitting on the chair when he's on the beach, and there's that
The push
perspective
pull.
shift. Yes,
Yeah.
the dolly zoom. So that's the lens. There's Matt Hooper's screen used bag, the original prop of the beach clothes sign. Like, this stuff is like it blows my mind that it all still exists.
Yeah.
There's Ben Gardner's head from the famous jump scare in the movie. And if people don't know, one of the most fascinating things about this jump scare is that it was added after the film had wrapped production. They were editing the movie, and they had Matt Hooper down in the water digging for the tooth, but they didn't have anything scary or something. They didn't have anything scary enough that Spielberg was happy with. So this jump scare with this head and the boat was actually shot in the backyard in the pool of Verna Fields, the film editor's, the house she was in where she was editing everything. They put a piece of the boat in, and they had this Ben Gardner head come out of the boat, and that's the shot we see in the movie. It was filmed in her pool in her backyard. It's just incredible. There's some barrels, and
I met the owner of some of this stuff, including those barrels, at that Hot Wheels event I went to a couple weeks ago. I don't know what his connection was with Hot Wheels, other than he's probably a collector. But a lot of this Jaws stuff is his. I guess he's one of the biggest.
Could
Jaws
it maybe be
collectors.
this recent Hot Wheels?
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
This is the Hot Wheels Orca Comic-Con.
Had
I don't
no
know if
idea.
it's
That's
actually.
hilarious.
I happen to have this right here next to me, but
That's amazing.
this is a
I had
little
no
die
idea.
cast 1/64 scale Bruce and Orca.
Super cool.
I don't know if that's actually what the connection is, but it's just,
Very plausible.
his name was, the majority of the owner of this stuff was Chris something. I take, whenever I go to a museum and I'm taking pictures of all this stuff, I also, every time I take a picture of something on display, I take a picture of the placard, so that in my camera roll I have all the information. So
Yeah.
I could look up the name for you after.
Oh no, I met the guy. It's all right.
But these, barrels, the barrels actually said they were from the collection of Steven Spielberg originally, and then from the collection of Chris something, who had a lot of this stuff from Jaws.
Mm.
That's the screen used Quint jacket and shirt, screen used Quint chair from the Orca. Like, honestly, I was just like blown away with seeing this stuff in person. They had a little model of the shark that you could control.
Show how it worked. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then
now we're across the street.
We had to go across the street to the Peterson to go and check on the A car, which is, Gibson had never seen the A car, so I was like, well, we'll pop over to the Peterson, we'll go see it. But at the same time, I also had to check on both of my cars.
Your cars, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so there's my screen-used Mirthmobile Wayne's World car and the screen-used Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull duck vehicle, which we mentioned at the beginning of, or earlier in the show, because we were talking about the recycled atomic bomb fridge sequence.
Yes.
Which is what opens up Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so that was my adventure in Los Angeles for the Back to the Future 40th Anniversary Fan Week.
I rate your recap 5 stars all the way.
Yeah, I honestly,
I don't know how we'll deal with Letterboxd, but what are we doing next week?
Well, next week we are going to finish out Horror Month because we were, 2 weeks put out from the show. We're gonna smash the last 2 Horror Month movies together, and
They're
we are
both
going
short.
we are going to have Horror Month finish out with Freddy versus Jason. We are going to be talking about Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and Friday the 13th 5.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
They're both short movies. There's not a lot to be said about either one. I think it'll be a nice round episode of, what did you call it?
Freddy versus Jason.
Doesn't get better than that.
The only thing I'm like, oh God, am I going to force myself? Am I going to watch all the Friday the 13th movies and all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies? Check
There's
in
not
next
enough
week.
time.
Check in next week to see
See
if
if
I
he did
get
it.
See if I get through it all. I'm determined now.
I'm so delighted that you had a good trip. I'm very bummed that I wasn't there to join in some of that stuff. But the truth is,
we
like,
missed
some of
you.
that stuff I've done and don't need to do again. So
Yeah.
it kind of worked out great.
Yeah, we were talking a lot about you. Obviously, it was our Goonies crew, with Robbie and Justin and Adam.
I know. I'm so bummed I missed all of you together.
But yeah, I texted you that one night because we were like, we're talking about you. We miss you a lot. Wish you were here.
Robbie was texting me a lot too, and I
Yeah.
really appreciated it. It made me feel included, even though it wasn't there. So I thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, we'll just have to do it again next year, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we will actually, because Short Circuit's happening next year.
Oh yeah, we were talking.
And
about
that's official. That's real. That's actually happening. The announcement went out. So
yeah, I saw that.
I don't know, man. I just love you. I'm glad you had a good time. I know I'll see you soon, and that excites me too. Like probably in the next month or so.
For sure. I'm glad to be back doing the show. It felt weird. Like I was very distracted with the Back to the Future week, but I was like, we were in the swing of things, and then it was like we
got into a groove, and then it was like, peace out, see you later.
Yeah.
No, this is good. I'm glad to be back. And if there's anybody in the comments, thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody that's here. Make sure you follow A Blockbuster Year on Instagram. Subscribe to the Blockbuster Year YouTube page.
Please.
Follow
Facebook.
Jay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I always forget. Blockbuster Year on Facebook. We're streaming there live right now.
Yep. Porsche Life 111 for me. Late Night Play Set. Good Vibes Breakfast Club if you want. Brandon, how about you?
Well, I'm BC DeLorean across all social platforms. That was the other thing. I made the video today because over the course of the Back to the Future week, I got like 500 new followers.
Wow!
I couldn't believe it. And a big portion of that is Robbie Retro, just the ultimate hype man at the Twin Pines Mall event. He's like,
the best.
You meet BC DeLorean? Hey, it's BC DeLorean. Thank you, BC DeLorean. So
he's the best.
Thank you, Robbie. You got me my 500 followers last week. So
checks in the mail.
Exactly. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching on the replay. We will be back again next week with 2 movies, Freddy versus Jason. We're going to finish out Horror Month, and then we'll get back.
To be clear, we're not doing Freddy versus Jason. We're doing the 1985 versions of those movies.
Yes, you're right. I mean, I probably will end up watching Freddy versus Jason, but
of course you will.
We will be doing A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 versus Friday the 13th 5 in brackets, Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah. You know what? What's even worse? Well, we'll get to this when we do the episode.
Yeah.
I just realized something.
Well, join us next week where we're back to talking about movies.
We'll have done our homework by next week.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jay. This is so much fun. I'm so glad I got to talk about this week and unpack it.
Same here, buddy. I love you. It's great to see you again. I've missed you.
Love you too, dude.
All right. Love you at home. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next week, Wednesdays. See you then. A Blockbuster Year.